I really am curious if you will answer. When you were younger, what were you like? I know you were younger when you were younger, but I mean, did you know you wanted to do music?
Well, I liked music a lot, and music. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, I have a dry mouth, of course. That's the one thing about pretzel I can't.
I know.
What is that about that? Because there's no oil in it or something.
Yeah. It's okay.
I learned piano at a young enough age, 4 or 5 years old, so that it was almost like reading or riding a bike or learning to, pleasure yourself, things like that, things that you will do for the rest of your life, whether or not they're a business or you make money or something. So I was interested in, all kinds of stuff like anybody. I wanted to be a fireman at one point, got very serious about going into space travel. And then probably by high school, was thinking maybe painting would be more fun because I always liked that. And I always played music and played in bands and recorded music, but the idea that it would become somehow the centerpiece of my existence never really occurred to me, and I still don't think of it that way. I think it's a great tool. I think it's a means to an end, to a feeling. And that's my whole goal. I want to get to that feeling of complete physical euphoria, and music, it just so happens, is one of the most powerful and effective ways to get there.
And you are a motivational speaker?
I speak and hope to motivate people, yeah.
Where do you speak?
Now.
I feel motivated.
The next one, actually, depending on when people hear this, the most recent one will have been, I'll be doing a lecture at a My Little Pony convention.
Really?
Yes, it's in Ohio.
For bronies?
Bronies will be in attendance. There will also be female fans, I would imagine.
What do they call it, I wonder?
Female bronies?
Yeah.
There'll be families. It's a family-friendly event, and I'll be speaking about partying, of course.
At a My Little Pony convention.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, also for Friendship is Magic, which is the most recent incarnation of the My Little Pony franchise. But there's been cartoons on, of course.
Friendship is Magic. I feel like I need to get in on that.
Oh,
I'm a best friend.
I think you would love the whole thing. And there's one pony in particular called Pinkie Pie that is the most party of all the ponies, in my opinion, and a lot of people agree. And so people were telling me about that pony for a long time, and other places I've spoken at, Yale, twice, Harvard, Carnegie Mellon, New York University. I can't believe that.
That's
crazy.
So cool.
It is, because I'm talking about partying, and there's real people there,
But I mean, how do you define partying?
Having fun.
Okay.
Yeah, doing what you enjoy doing and being aware that you're doing it. Basically celebrating.
Like being in the moment and experiencing joy. Yeah,
but being thankful and then expressing that in an active way. Yeah, it's very simple. That's the problem. It's so simple. It seems like it's got to have more to do, but there's really not much to do except to have fun.
Are there philosophers or artists or other people that are your heroes, or that you feel like are also doing this party thing?
Oh, well, I'd like everyone on the face of the earth to be doing it. There's certainly, I feel like now, from when I first started.
Excuse me.
Pardon me.
Are you okay? Did a pretzel repeat on you?
Repeat?
It cracks me up when people say that.
Is that another way of saying it because it's rude to say belch or something?
I don't know. I feel like I've heard old people say that. Gary, you've never heard that? Gary's just a young
definitely
thing.
Not.
Repeat.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that burrito's repeating on me. Pretty sure it's a colloquialism for when you eat something and then you burp it up.
Okay, well that is I guess a polite way. It's just so cryptic and bizarre that it's almost more confusing and almost more repulsive. That just it sort of has a more grotesque ring to it.
Speaking of things that are grotesque, brown nosing is actually more descriptive and disgusting than ass kissing. Don't you think?
Right. Yeah.
And yet
because there's shit on your face.
And yet brown nosing is the
it is an awful image.
Like family friendly. You can say that on any channel where you can't say ass kissing. They won't bleep brown nosing, but they should.
And of all places, for there to be fecal matter on your nose is the worst. It's gonna stink like shit.
Yes, it's so weird that is okay.
Yeah, I don't understand either. But as far as an activity, for those out there that do it, you have earn my respect because it must smell just awful, right? With the porta potties, we always have, there's the blue water solution and air fresheners and things like that.
Are those enemies of your party?
No, I like all that stuff. That all kind of, makes it that unique blend of conflicting odors and stuff. But there are people out there, and I've met them and talked to them, who do eat shit, and I do want to try it someday. I just figured, why not have that under your belt along with everything else? Not the shit under your belt, but that experience under your belt.
Well, I want to try heroin one day.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm going to do it, realistically ever. But
maybe right before, if you're, God forbid, I hope
80
you
or
don't
90. Yes, that's kind of what I've always decided. Like, if it's not going to go well for me, if it's the end of my life, if I'm not really risking anything other than, a good time, then maybe then I'll do it.
I
Actually, I have a feeling that's when they kind of give it to you. Not street heroin, but the good
opioid,
shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, some pharmaceutical. That's a good attitude either way. I'm not telling anyone to do or not do anything, but it's a nice way to approach the world that we might as well have as much experience while we're here.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to eat shit one day?
Yes. I would like to try that.
But you're not going to do it anytime soon, is that what you're saying?
I mean, not like in the next 2 days or anything. 3, 4, 5.
Have you looked into it? What do people say it's like? I believe coprophagia is the term for it.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, there's people that do it for pleasure.
Coprophilia, I guess.
Yeah. Which I think is a specific fetish. But I think there's other people that have done it more for the, again, like to see how far they can push themselves. The reports that I've read, including for some people that I really, really respect, they said it was so beyond much worse than they ever even imagined it would be.
Yeah, I can see that.
That it was like burning. That's what I thought was so striking. It wasn't the flavor that was so bad. It wasn't the texture. I mean, all those things are bad. But the way the feeling of it, the way it reacted on their mouth, I think your body is sending every signal. Your brain is telling you in every way it can, don't do this. Don't stop eating this.
Yeah.
So that's got to be like a lot of fun to try at least once.
I feel like my brain is sending a lot of signals right now, and it's happening for the listeners too. So for the people that are still here, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
For making it this far.
For real, seriously.
Now, all right, would you cannibalize, or would you eat human?
Well, this is a very good comparison.
It's not my first time. It is, actually.
That involves hurting someone, The good thing about the shit is already going to get thrown away anyway.
You're right.
So you might as well, it's like using every part of the animal. You should use every part of your own,
But I think I guess, yeah. When I think about it, is there any situation where it didn't involve hurting someone? I guess if they died naturally, except that you wouldn't want to eat the flesh of someone who died naturally because they were sick.
Well, I've eaten, of course, like many people, my own mucus, my own saliva, my own urine, hangnails, scabs, things like that.
You've had your own urine?
Again, I'm working my way up to what I think is the most intense one, which is the shit. So the urine one seemed like that wasn't so bad. And actually, if you drink a lot of water, it tasted good. It was sweet. You wouldn't
really?
I swear.
I would imagine it would be like acidic and disgusting.
It was, well, I think if I hadn't drunk a lot of water.
Oh.
But and people do this professionally. That's how I was inspired by these amazing performers in the adult business. And it's usually clear when they do it. If you eat like 10 multivitamins and don't drink any water, it's going to be really brown or whatever. But it was sweet. It really, really tasted good. And again, this is working your way up, to that ultimate eating.
How does your wife feel about all this?
She just thinks I'm, like, wow, what are you talking about now?
Is she into all this crazy experience? She's a little more normal. Well, not to say you're not normal.
No, everyone has their own things they're interested in doing. I'm, on my own journey like anyone else, and we don't really talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we do, but she's just, it's like, to give a good example. I mean,
like,
how
if
long have you been with your boyfriend?
Like a year and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, so we've been together a little longer, but.
You've been together quite a bit longer, right? How long have you guys been together?
I think since 2004 or 5. So yeah, 7 years almost. 7 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually, we did talk about this kind of stuff, and she didn't bat an eye. She's unflappable with it. And I did date other girls that it really upset them to talk about that kind of stuff. So I knew I had a winner when I could express to her, in real earnestness, my lifelong dream to someday eat shit.
Mm-hmm. You as a keeper.
So,
that's when you take home.
Yeah. And that's obviously what she thought about me when I told her that. She's like,
right.
This is the guy.
Yeah.
Well, she's got a good, very, very good attitude.
And she's a musician, right?
Sherry Lilly, yeah, that's how we met. Through our heavy metal singing teacher, I had been looking for a hype woman to join my rock band. But, and this is with all due respect to all women, it was very hard to find a girl that would, headbang and throw down and go fucking hardcore on stage.
What do you attribute that to?
She was born to do it. She's an athlete. She's very strong. She's very... but more than anything else, in terms of physicality or her natural gifts with her body, it's her attitude. She just is completely, talking about a born partier. She's in the moment and excited to not be dead, and that's the most important thing when it comes to partying.
That's so great. There's some people who make you wish you were dead.
Well, that is a good one to not marry, I think, or have a hype woman in your band. But she makes her own dance music as well. SherryLilly.com. CHERIE. LILY.
I think it's time to do some Just Me or Everyone, and I think it'll be interesting to do this segment with you, Andrew, because you're weird.
Sometimes I wonder something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
So these are things that, and I was actually doing this segment on the show that you were on. I don't know if we actually ever did them, but this segment has been around since then.
Okay.
People send me things that they do or think where they wonder, is it just me or everyone? And then we say whether we also do them. And when I called you weird earlier, I meant that in a loving way.
Thank you.
Okay, I mean uninhibited. Okay, J. Chilkova says, that's not probably how she pronounces her name. She feels pressured, and she gives in to buying expensive hair stuff at the salon, even though it doesn't work because she can't insult the stylist. I have definitely done that. However, it was less that I felt pressured than that when I'm in their expensive salon, it's like I'm in the tent and I am drinking the Kool-Aid and I'm thinking, maybe, you know what? Maybe what I need is this $45 styling gel. Maybe this is standing between me and great hair.
You're under their spell.
Yeah, exactly.
You're under their spell.
Spellbound. So every now and then I do that. What about you? What's your regimen?
I haven't gone to a salon for a haircut, or I haven't even washed my own hair at home in at least 3 months. So that I can't relate to quite as much. But what I can relate to is being pressured in certain kinds of